Good morning, guys. I actually attempted to start this video outside, but the wind was kind of getting me. And the lighting was super off. For some reason, the lighting's just a tad better in here. But anyways, not that that even matters, as long as you can hear me. That's what's important. I just woke up with like feeling my heart exploding this morning. It really has felt good. And I also saw something and I wanted to commentate on it because I feel like a lot of people feel this, but they don't look at it from this angle. And if you want to see who I got this from, go to my Instagram story because I totally can't remember whose post this was. But it was like, are you really an introvert or are you just vibrating on a different frequency? And I think innately we all understand that concept and we see the realities of that concept, but we're not really saying like, because like for me, a lot of people are like, you just need to like socialize more. You just need to like be around people more, when people are always trying to give you advice. But anyways, when you really think about it, it has to do with frequency. It's spot on. It has everything to do with frequency. And so for me, like, exactly what I'm talking about. It's those conversations that lead to nowhere, those conforming conversations, like you feel like you can't even be yourself because people aren't even ready to, they're not even ready to handle what you have to say, or the vulnerability that you could meet them at, they're not able to meet you there. Like, and when people aren't able to like come through with reciprocity, there's only so much that you want to keep giving out of your overflowing cup, because it will start to deplete you, because there is that exchange isn't there. Now there's this interesting perspective too to look at is, well, when you help others, it's not to get something back in exchange, right? But like when you help others, you do get something back because you get that emotional fulfillment, right? But a lot of times when we're making the conscious choice to just go engage with others for, satisfaction in life or whatever, if it's not a vibrational match, it becomes more draining than it does fulfilling, right? Or you become resentful because the person can't meet you where you want to be met, where you can meet them maybe, right? So it's deeper than just like these simple freaking quotes online. It really is. And I think a lot of us, we have to go through that solitude in order to find ourselves. And a lot of us who consider ourselves introverts are just like not actually introverts. We just can't sit in a frequency with somebody for so long and say, this is satisfying to me. We're yearning for that community of like-minded individuals who can like meet us halfway and come through with that reciprocity, And so that's just like my thoughts waking up this morning. It's just like, damn, like I don't really think I am an introvert. Have I been my whole life? And do I find deep satisfaction in that? Yes. And that's just because I grew up in this, and we all grew up in this society that wants us to meet them at lower frequencies. And when you just can't do it, you're that black sheep, you're that outcast, you're that person that everyone's looking at like they're not doing it by the book. They're not doing it the way that we're supposed to do it, right? And so it's getting to the point where there's becoming a lot more black sheep, and they're going to start finding each other, and we're going to form these communities. So like, if you're still in solitude like me, if you still feel like the Lone Ranger, even if you've been in relationships, even if you've been around people, you just still feel alone, like that won't last forever. You can see the expansion and the community around us. You can see more and more people coming into the healing aspect of what it means to expand in your heart and walk in integrity. You really start to become this person who walks that walk and doesn't just talk the talk. Like they're about that. Like they show up in life for themselves. That's why they can show up for other people. They're honest with themselves so they can be honest with other people. They can sleep good at night knowing they treat people right and they're showing up in their light. They're emanating their authentic self. And Whether or not the outside world reflects acceptance of that or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't dim it one bit, because you're so true to yourself and confident in that. And just, it's not even a faith, it's a knowingness in who you are. And when you embody that, it just doesn't matter. Nothing can shake you. And things will be shaken out of your life. People, relationships, jobs, family members, like where you live, whatever it is, you're going to get shook up in order to level up in expansion of your heart, in expansion of joy in this life, in expansion of your purpose and what you came here to do, which is just expand. In whatever creative way you want to do that, according to who you are authentically, you will be called in different directions. You can expand in so many different ways, right? And you're assisting the universe in its overall expansion regardless, as long as you're stepping into who you authentically are. And if you can like stop the looping of all the trauma and you can really heal yourself, that's how you do it. But that requires taking accountability. That requires letting go of things that you're attached to. And if you can, you're creating that space for more expansion. And in the levels of love, they just keep getting better. And that's if I had to say how spirit validates me the most on this journey, is when I feel even more expanded in love. I'm like, holy shit, like the bliss can get even more blissful. What? Like, sign me up for the next level, right? So am I willing to let go of things that I thought got me so blissful? But wait, there's more. It's like the OxyClean. Wait, maybe that was just like the next level, but you wasn't really up here yet. So you don't understand, like there's more if you would just let go and be present. Because if you're trying to hold on to some future that you want so bad, like it's not going to happen. It's going to actually, what you thought was making you happy, what you thought you wanted and desired, is going to start making you not happy, because you're holding on to it so tightly. You're so attached to it, right? And that attachment is what loses its flavor. Like, that's where the expansion gets lost. That if you're in a job or you like are driven to do something, that has to continually expand with you. If not, it'll fall away. And oh, you have a new passion, right? Same with a relationship, same with where you live. Like, maybe something resonates with you for a little bit, but then you grow out of it. It's not growing with you. You have to move. You have to leave a relationship. You have to, say goodbye to some friends that you've had for a really long time, but they're just not growing with you, and that's okay. Sometimes like different things are for different phases of your life, so you can like overcome a certain trauma and then you can let go and expand. Like, we're taught to be so attached to everything, material things, relationships. I'm doing this one time and I'm never doing it again. Like getting married and shit like that. It's just like, in my eyes, I'm like, why would I get married again? Because what if there is different people for different stages in our life? Then why go through the whole process of getting divorced? Like, that makes no sense. Like, if I'm not attached to the future, why would I sign some piece of paper that would make my life more difficult to let go eventually? When you could just take it straight old school. Say you did want to marry somebody. This is me just going off on a tangent, because I always do. Like, I have to see every perspective. It's the Libra in me. But so say you took a really old school, there was no paperwork, and you just like had a nice little ceremony. Cool, that's dope. And then like later, what if you grew out that relationship, or like your partner passed away, or I'm taking it all the way there, guys, because that's just how I roll. But you feel me? Like, that's just like this attachment to the future. Why can't you just love? Like, I'm so monogamous. I'm not out here saying go be polyamorous or anything like that. I'm so like, I walk in integrity. You know what I'm saying? So like, for me, I can't sit here and say that I can considering somebody else's feelings if I'm off running with somebody else at the same time, or it just would be getting too complicated. Like, I don't know. That's just, I feel like divine unions are the future of this world. I really do. And I feel I'm very I'm just a family oriented, community oriented person. I'm called to teaching. I'm called to having kids. Like, so that's just not me. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, or I'm judging who does get into that. It's just not for me, right? So anyways, that got off on a crazy tangent, but the point of the matter is, that's exactly it though. It's not really a tangent. That's just me growing and expressing and coming into this space of who I am authentically. And that's okay. And it's okay for people to be where they are. Like, that's what my last video was about. Like, just let people be where they are, accept them for who they are, let them be who they are, and don't take so much offense by other people's actions. Even if you're in a full-blown relationship with them, don't be so offended, because really, they're just playing out their own trauma. It has nothing to do with you. You're just assisting them as a mirror in order to show them, like, anybody who is interacting with them in a significant amount and is able to like play out their trauma dynamics is a mirror for them. The whole world is a mirror for you. That's why the universe is always like, if we're not learning these lessons, and even if we're learning them, they keep coming back around until we decide how we want to react, until we have no reaction because we let that shit go and we've healed it, right? And that takes chipping away at it. That's not just like, I went to a healer, they laid hands on me, and now I'm healed forever. That is not how it works. That's not how ascension works. That's not how like trauma works. Like, you have to literally rewire your brain and make different decisions. And then you get to the point where you make different habits about the way you're thinking. And then all of a sudden, your perspective on life changes. Your energy is being projected in a different way. And therefore, it's coming back to you in a different way. So whatever you want, you need to embody. Whatever frequency you're embodying is what you're going to come back to you. Can you have low moments? But also, like, yes, we oscillate in different frequencies. You can't just sit in a stagnant frequency. Like, that's just like you're not moving, right? You have, when you're experiencing life, you're interacting with different energy all the time. Any given moment, you're always acting with different energy. I could just say one sentence and switch the whole energy of this video, right? Just think about it like that. But anyways, just that awareness of being present and just not being attached to anything that happened in the past, what somebody said, what your parents did to you. Forgive everyone. Just let it go. Let it go. And who cares about the future? Because it's not going to be what you predicted to be anyways. It's going to be what you are vibrationally. And if you're just fixated on something you don't have, you'll just continue to not have it because you're thinking about not having it. It really is down to that simplicity of the universal laws. It's nuts. But if we can just get into that authentic space, and if you have to go into introvert mode, then do it. To protect yourself, to set boundaries just with your freaking community, or your society and your family or your work or whatever you have to set, or your relationship, you have to set these hard boundaries for yourself in order to respect your energy, to respect yourself. To me, that's just self-love and self-respect is being conscious of what you interact with, what environment you put yourself in. And then when you're in the environment that you're in, how present can you get? How much is your mind wandering off into different timelines and drama from the past or what you want the future to be? Can't you just sit here and play this game with your kid? And just like focus on your kid. It was interesting because I was been playing badminton in the backyard with my kids, and I was playing with my son, and I caught myself thinking about something else as I was playing. And then I would get back present, and I would just sit there and laugh with him and talk to him while I'm playing with him. And then my mind drifted off again. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just it. Like, this is, and it was interesting too, because I was listening to this lady on YouTube, and she's like, say things out loud to get present. So say, I am meditating. I am playing badminton with my son. And it'll get you back present. And then all of a sudden you're like zoned in and you're present with whatever it is. Right? So that was like a little trick. And I did it in that moment. I was like, I am playing badminton with my son. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, I was like present again. So that was like a good little trick that I heard that I'm going to pass on to you guys. But yeah, it's getting mad hot in this truck. So I'm going to get out of here because I couldn't film it outside because of the wind, and inside my children. So oh yeah, guys, all the obstacles, but I'm still out here talking to you because I don't know. I just like had to make a video this morning because I was thinking about Like, just sometimes I get resentful about having to be alone all the time and having to do it by myself all the time. I'm like, where's this freaking community to help me raise my kids? You know, where is this? I'm getting in the heart space spirit. Like, we're right here. We're ready. And it's like, and then you get down because, like, you know, you're with your partner and you feel like, damn, like, I feel like I outgrow every relationship I've ever been in. And then you start like getting in these like low places sometimes of like, where is everybody? Where is everybody that's ready to vibe with me, you know? But that's so victim-y, you know? That's my low places. Y'all know I'll share my vulnerable shit with you, but I get in those places and then I'm like, and then I look around, I'm like, so grateful for where I am. Like, where I just came, it's like what I was just saying. Like, you get something, you feel like you want it so bad, and then you have to let it go, and it sucks. Like, living where I was just before with my partner. And now I live here, and I'm like, oh, I like this so much better. Like, what is this? It's like a new land to explore, but there's so much. It's just a very beautiful place. Near the Allegheny National Forest, and I just feel so grateful. Like, it's like a little hub though, so it's got a great community and so much for my kids, you know, and I already have a job at the school, you know, just like all this stuff is like lining up, so I know I'm where I need to be. I'm just like ready to find my peeps, and I know a lot of you guys are ready to find your peeps too. But it's gonna happen for all of us. It is happening. See, I'm saying it's gonna. See, I sit there and I overthink my like the words I put out, you know? Your words mean something. Their energy, they carry a lot. That's why I've been writing more, and I just like want to start getting affirmations together to say out loud every day. And to really just, have you guys heard of Florence Scovel Shinn? She's like old school. She's like back before I was even born, in the early, I don't know. I want to say it was in like the 40s or 50s. Anyways, she has great books with affirmations. Go on YouTube and type her name in, and you'll see like all types of audio books that have been put out, and like meditation affirmations. So I'll like fall asleep to her affirmations, and her books are great too. I'm trying to think of one of the names of them. I can't think of it right now, but they're like they're like mind bendy in a way. It's just like really how you think and the energy you put out is so crucial. It's like, it is everything. Like, miracles can happen like that because you believe it. You know that you're a walking miracle. You know what I mean? It's that vibe, and it really gets you in that space of like receiving, you know what I mean? So if you're kind of in that space too, like, I'm ready to receive my people. I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm even past the point of caring if I'm in a relationship. It's not even about my person. It's about my people. It's about wanting to really emanate my energy, but not have to do it in this toxic environment. Like, I want my people so we can create this beautiful environment that we can expand in, and then allow that to just go across all the lands. It's like when you meditate and you bring yourself into a certain location, and you're like, okay, I bring myself to Earth, then I bring myself to the United States, then I bring myself to Pennsylvania, then I bring myself to the mountains, and like you can really draw it in. It's almost like that, what is it, that sea study with David Greer. Greer's his last name, and that's how they call in the UFOs and stuff. They literally meditate it down into a specific location where they're at, and then they'll see ETs in the sky and stuff. Have you guys seen that documentary? It's been out for a long time, but anyways, I could go off on a million tangents. I just wanted to come on and touch base with you guys. I love you. You're not alone. And yeah, stay blessed.